All right, grab a piece of some popcorn. We're going to talk about Liz Cheney, a real American hero. She scolded President Trump for continuing to push a false smear that Morning Joe host Joe Scarborough had murdered a congressional aide. If it's a smear, isn't it already false? She took a veiled jab at Trump and his allies in the White House and on Capitol Hill for not wearing masks during the you know what pandemic. I mean, I guess that's good. And just this week, she expressed alarm at why the president and vice president have not been briefed on intelligence that Russia had offered to pay the Taliban a bounty to kill U.S. troops. Whoopee. Rep. Liz Cheney, the highest ranking GOP woman in the Capitol and the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Damn it, I just got demonetized. Oh well. I forgot you can't say his name without getting demonetized. Has been challenging Trump on key issues from national security and his handling of the health crisis to his personal Twitter attacks in an era where Republicans are expected to march in lockstep with Trump or risk facing political retribution. Her high profile breaks with Trump have raised eyebrows on Capitol Hill, fueling speculation that the ambitious House GOP conference chairwoman is positioning herself for a post-Trump world where there will be an all-out war for the soul of the Republican Party. Whatever the hell that means. But some of her closest friends and colleagues say it's the 53-year-old's mother of five's long-held convictions and principles that are guiding her moves, not any carefully laid political strategy. I don't have any doubt about her strong support of the president, but when she differs, she's not afraid to point that out, said Rep. Tom Cole, who has known the Cheney family for decades. I think she's just got her own style, and she's not changing that for anybody. She is the same Liz Cheney she's always been. She doesn't bend with the political wind. Okay, but what disagreements could she possibly have with Trump? Like they mentioned the mask thing, which is, in the grand scheme of stuff, not really the biggest deal in the world. As far as I remember, she was in favor of his Obamacare repeal. She was in favor of his tax cuts. She probably supported, obviously, she's not in the Senate, so she can't vote on it, but she probably supported both the Supreme Court nominees. I don't really know what major domestic issue outside of the mask that she actually is opposed to him on. But let's continue. So they say here that Cheney declined to be interviewed for the story when approached in the Capitol. Surprise there. This is the part I wanted to highlight. Cheney's foreign policy differences with Trump are no surprise. Like her father, who's been involved in nearly every major U.S. conflict since Vietnam, Jesus Christ. Liz Cheney is a staunch defense hawk and interventionalist who has often clashed with the Trump team's isolationist America First policies. What the hell does that even mean? How are, how does the Trump team have isolationist American first policies when they're bombing the same seven countries as the clown that was president before them? Last fall, Cheney ripped Trump's plan to invite Taliban leaders to Camp David for peace talks, all without mentioning the president by name. Camp David is where American leaders meet to plan a response after Al Qaeda, supported by the Taliban, killed 3,000 Americans on 9/11. It actually was not 3,000, it was 2,000 some number, but whatever, she tweeted. No member of the Taliban should set foot there ever. So these are the kind of things that she actually opposes Trump on. Um, Whenever he tries to have peace with a group of people, whether it's with the Taliban, Assad in Syria, Kim Jong Un in North Korea, someone that is considered our enemy in the classical sense of being an adversary of us as a country, not us individually. Those are the times where she gets upset because she's never met a conflict that she doesn't like. So you won't see her really get upset ever unless it's something that has to do with either withdrawing troops or meeting with someone for peace. This is why she got mad at Trump when he had the plan to remove troops from Germany. I mean, he is not an anti-war president. He is a hawk who does occasional little dove-like things with countries we're not already attacking. And when he tries to not expand the war machine is when she comes out full force. Cheney, a former top State Department official, also said it was wrong for Trump to personally attack Mary Yovanovitch, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, while she was testifying during a televised House impeachment hearing. Yeah, that was, I guess, not the greatest thing. She blasted Trump's decision to pull U.S. troops out of northern Syria as a catastrophic mistake that threatens America's national security. See what I mean? She gets upset when troops get withdrawn or when Trump wants to meet with somebody that is not considered a friend of ours. But her getting mad over him making a comment, that's more just verbal crap that doesn't mean anything. Like Trump could come out today and say, I'm an idiot, and it still would not mean anywhere near as much as withdrawing troops from somewhere or sitting down and having a peace talk with a head of state. This past weekend, Cheney, a member of the Armed Services Committee, again took to Twitter, Trump's favorite social media platform, to question why Trump appeared to be unaware of U.S. intelligence of a Russian operation to pay the Taliban bounties to kill American soldiers. Why weren't the president or vice president briefed? Who did know and when? What has been done in response to protect our forces and hold Putin accountable? But in recent weeks, Cheney's splits with Trump have extended far beyond foreign policy. Oh, now they're talking about, yeah, they already mentioned this earlier in the article. So look, basically, when she makes a split with Trump on anything domestic, it's outside of the mask. It's always a comment that he's made about an individual that means nothing in the long run. So she's currently being able to, even though she agrees with the 7 wars that Trump's involved with, the tax cuts, the Supreme Court nominees, the attempt at repealing Obamacare, even though she agrees with most, if not everything he's done, domestic and foreign, she's able to be framed as being this staunch critic of his or this increasing critic of his just by some rhetoric. It's really a disgusting thing, and I wish the Hill. God, readers. What I don't like is that a lot of people who don't follow this stuff, they will read something like that and genuinely think she's part of the resistance, and she's not. Ugh.